career programs team, but I am the manager of alumni career programs, and I work with Ellie. If you've ever worked with Ellie before, it's a wonderful team of two, mighty team of two. So I manage anything from mentorship, networking, and anything related to career advancement. And one of those big things is Terrapins Connect and the Terrapins Connect platform. Just by show, I guess in the chat would be probably the most helpful. If you've used Terrapins Connect or you're familiar with Terrapins Connect, either just a yes or a no, would just be helpful to gauge how much people are familiar with this platform. And while y'all are doing that, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. All right, everybody can see the new Terrapins Connect logo. So some people, it seems like, let me pull up the chat. Somewhat yes, yes. Okay. So we've done a good job of at least showing you that it exists. And so this past summer, I'll share, there was a platform update. So I'm just going to go over some of the new features of the platform and what might look different and what newly enhanced features there are. And then our goals for those features. So how are we engaging with Terrapins Connect more? What are our plans for the future? And then I'll leave some time at the end for Q&A. So just to give you a sense of who is using this platform and what do our numbers look like, we've seen continued growth. On Terrapins Connect, we have over 15,000 users. So I was actually just updating these stats right before this. In June, we had 13,000. We grew in the past couple of months. Well, I should say 6 months-ish to a little over 15,000 people. About 72% of those are alumni and about 25% of these are students. And then we have a small handful of faculty, staff, and other campus partners. Close to 20,000 messages have been sent. Over 20% of users are actively making connections and have had one-on-one meetings with fellow Terps. That means that they've Skyped or done a Zoom call in the platform. And then 96% of users who submitted feedback would recommend this platform to fellow alumni. So this gives you a sense there are quite a large number of people on the platform ready to connect. There's also been a number of investments in mentorship. So yes, this is a networking platform, but there's also been a number of mentorship programs on Terrapins Connect, which are specific programs. UMBA did one. I4C is one that continuously happens every semester. The Initiative for Inclusion and Diversity in Computing. And then the Dingman Center did one as well. We've had over 28,000 jobs posted across 55 industries. So there's an alumni exclusive job board, which I'll get into more as well. But the most important one coming up is we will have Terps Thrive, which was a program in the past, but we're calling this Terps Thrive 2.0. So if you've heard of Terps Thrive before, when it happened, I believe in 2020 or 2019, it was a peer mentorship program for women where women were partnered in peer groups. We're now shifting this to be one-on-one mentorship. And so I'll share the link with Angela and she can share across our networks, but essentially it's going to be a women's mentorship program open to all alum, where older alum will be mentoring younger alum. And this will all be focused on Terrapins Connect. There's 3 main tracks that Terps Thrive will focus on, which is women new to their career, women working in male-dominated spaces, and then women of color working in predominantly white spaces. So if you have women in your networks that are interested in mentoring or being mentored, this will be based on Terrapins Connect as well. And so I'm not going to go through reading all of these user quotes. I can send this presentation to Angela, or like she said, it's going to be recorded, so y'all can read these. But we have heard great feedback from those who are using the platform. There have been a number of users that sign up and then default to LinkedIn or forget that they have it and aren't as active. But the users that are active have found job connections, internships, have been able to support students, or have been able to find alumni connections for themselves, which has been really great to hear. And so the main part of this presentation of what I would love to do with y'all is just show you a walkthrough. So how many of you can you see the Terrapins Connect screen? Okay, great. So if you haven't been on in a little while, you might notice that the home screen looks a little bit different. The main difference between what was coined V1 and now what is V2 is that there's a lot more machine learning and AI in the background. So when anybody logs on to Terrapins Connect, this is going to pop up and it's going to say, hey, what are you here for today? And if you're a student, you might choose, I have no idea what I want to do next, or some alum might choose this. You can say, I'm interested in a few careers and I want to find the right fit. I know what I want, but need some help getting there, or I'd like to share my career experience to help others. And then based on what you click each time you log in, your home screen's going to look a little bit different, and the notifications that they push you will look a little bit different. And so this is a brand new feature, and the goal is to make it a little bit easier for users, a little bit more customized, and to eliminate some of that, this platform isn't quite for me right now. And so when I clicked share my experience, I can update my role, my company, and oh, look at this, you're famous. You're right there. These are people that they're like, oh, you can connect with, which they did a great job. Like, we are running similar circles, but we haven't met yet, so there's an example. Our main tab, again, the most frequented tab, is our community tab. And this is essentially like a LinkedIn, but exclusively for Terps, where you can filter people based on industry, major, city, and you can search, say, I just did the search for the Board of Education, for the alumni board, the education school, and I could search people based on who's working in elementary ed or higher ed. My Wi-Fi is going a little slow today, so I apologize, but here are the filters that you can click on these topics, even down to hobbies. I'll be honest, the hobbies tab, not a lot of people put their hobbies, so you can try it out. But if you're like, why can't I find other rock climbers here? Not as many people add that. But the location, I think, is a great tool. So say you wanted to look up people in Baltimore, you can apply that filter and say, you wanted the industry of, let's just choose a random one. Let's say you're interested in information technology or internet. You can apply that, and all the alum on this platform that are from Baltimore and involved in those industries can go here. And one of the other great things about this upgrade is when you click message, there are pre-formatted templates. And this is especially helpful for students who might be hesitant to network, or a little bit nervous, don't know what to write, not sure how to go about sending a cold email. So they can actually look, okay, I'm looking to reconnect or expand my network or career exploration, and they can click and everything pre-populates for them. And they can, of course, edit, things as they see fit. And then they can request a meeting directly here or send the message, while also seeing, okay, this is Edmund. I see that his specialty is in error resolution, so maybe I might write something in there. And so you can browse through folks, again, based on what filters you want to use. This is also a brand new feature here. It's called Career Paths. This is for newer alum or some of our students who are interested in exploring new career paths. And so careers that says like, okay, these match your hobbies, a product manager. Okay, I can look in and see what the product manager's work responsibilities are. There's some day in life videos. And then there's also what I think is most helpful right down here, people who have been product managers, that they can scroll through and see, okay, Nick's a great fit for me to reach out to, and you can ask a question. They can also browse the alumni job boards of like, okay, who's hiring Terps that might align with this job, and they can see relevant opportunities here. And then related paths, they're like, they read it and they're like, product manager actually seems not a great fit for me. Maybe I want to be a UX researcher, and they can click into this. Pathways is similar to a LinkedIn Learning, but there's a few modules. These are being built out currently, so you'll see more modules come about as time passes. Right now, there is preparing and succeeding job interview, an offer search, which is their way of saying like job offer, or the job search, and then steps to design the life you want. So LinkedIn Learning courses essentially here. And then most important to our alumni often is our job board. And so this job board is a combination of both jobs that have been posted directly by alums. So any alum that reaches out to us and says, I have a job that I want to hire someone for, we'll put it right directly onto Terrapins Connect. The other part of the jobs that are filtered onto here it's directly linked to our Career Center. So our Career Center, what's called Careers for Terps, their huge database. We have a token that essentially pulls over all jobs that have been clicked for alum. So any jobs that are posted to the University of Maryland at our Career Services Center will be filtered onto this job board as well. And you can see, you can click into jobs, and similar to any other job boards, I have admin access, so you will not be able to edit jobs, but this would say apply for you all. And you can read through and see, okay, who else has experience here? Who was this posted by? And you can actually reach out directly to the person that posted the job to ask about the job. And so programs, that's this little tab up here. This is where our mentorship programs live. You would not really be accessing this unless you were in a mentorship program. And then our groups is the last feature that I'll share with y'all, which is specific to different groups that want to create essentially like smaller parts of Terrapins Connect, almost like a Facebook group. If y'all are familiar with Facebook groups, these are groups like Army Terps or Asian Pacific American Terps who have created groups on Terrapins Connect to join together, to post events. So the Clark School of Engineering, it will essentially look like the same community page that I shared with you before, but there's a discussion board, and then you can also add unique resources. So for example, this is just resources for Howard County Terps or just resources for Smith Terps. You can post that there. And then there's discussion boards if you want to post, okay, I just want to post to the engineers, or, I would recommend exploring groups, seeing if any of these groups may fit for you or anybody in your networks. If there might be groups that align with your mission or align with what you're doing, you can go ahead and join groups. There's also resources and events, and those are just, again, smaller tabs of our resources and events up here, which cover any events that we have at the Alumni Association going on related to career development, and then any resources related to career development too. There's also, Terrapins Connect best practices. So this is essentially like our catch-all library of the platform where any resources are shared. And so that is our large overview. I'm going to go back to our presentation. And I'll just have plenty of time for questions at the end, but I want to be mindful of your time. Essentially, the goal with this platform and the goal with the upgrade and, this new branding push is that we want for students to have a go-to place to connect with alumni and explore potential career paths. We want them to have a place to join relevant groups on campus. And ultimately, we want to introduce them to the Alumni Association as a place that they can go for career resources, starting from the time that they're a freshman and then, following through the time that they graduate. I think a lot of students and young alum that I've talked to think that the career programs and the career resources end once you graduate and you get that diploma, and then all those sort of college resources that you had at your fingertips, from freshman or through senior year kind of disappear. And so we want to introduce the Alumni Association as an evergreen resource for folks that they can use throughout their career. I have conversations with 22-year-olds and 62-year-olds who are thinking about retirement. So we support folks throughout their career journeys. And then for alumni, our goals are, one, that they know career programs exist and that they can use Terrapins Connect in these platforms. But they can also have a place to give back to students. So students who are reaching out for mentorship, or, you might be in a career that they're interested in, or you might work for a company that they are really passionate about. We want alumni to be able to connect to students and give back in that way. And then also do some networking themselves. The networking platform isn't just for students to reach out to mentors, but it's also for alumni to get to meet other people in their industry and expand their own networks. And so, future plans for this platform, like I said, with the new upgrade, we kind of use that as an impetus, and also, to be quite frank, more capacity on the team, the hiring of myself, where we actually had a little bit more time and effort to put behind Terrapins Connect. And so we have new updated branding and graphics. We also launched our Terrapins Connect live series, which is in-person networking, essentially taking this platform and bringing it in person. So we're featuring different industries and companies where we have networking events. We're also doing Terps Thrive, which is the alumni mentorship program. We're revamping and bringing that back. We also are working with our campus partners. So toolkits, quarterly roundtable meetings are happening with the Smith School, the School of Public Policy, BSOS, to figure out, okay, how can we work all together to really heighten Terrapins Connect and make sure that students and alum are both using this. And then eventually coming soon, TBD on date, direct mail will be coming. But ultimately, all of these, 5 bullet points, the main goal is just to have more engaged users. Some dates of this: Terrapins Connect Live is happening throughout the year. Terps Thrive is happening in January 2023 with a launch in February, but the promo will be going on, or you can apply in January. The direct mail campaign in spring 2023, that might be a little ambitious. It might be summer. And then, looking back in the summer and reflecting and saying, okay, what's gone really well and what hasn't. Our ask to you all is to use Terrapins Connect and to share it and to utilize groups and mentorship programs if it's a fit for you. So anything that I just covered, if you're like, oh, that seems like something I could get involved in, or that might be a great fit for my network, I really encourage you to help pass along the megaphone of Terrapins Connect and become advocates for this platform yourself. And then I'll leave now. I know I just dumped a whole bunch on you pretty quickly. So I'm happy to answer any questions you might have, and I'll stop sharing my screen so I can see everybody.